Split Fiction is a clever co-op adventure built around constant communication and playful tension. Two writers trapped inside their own stories must work together, swapping realities and solving puzzles that demand timing, trust, and coordination. Level ideas stay fresh, with shifting rules that keep players alert without frustration. The writing adds humor and heart, while mechanics reward teamwork rather than skill alone. It's a joyful cooperative ride that keeps partners talking, laughing, and thinking together long after each chapter ends.
Stupid boy.
Hades is a captivating roguelike dungeon crawler that immerses players in fast-paced combat and a rich, dynamic world. The narrative unfolds through clever interactions with gods and other characters, each adding depth to the journey. The gameplay is satisfying with its constantly evolving challenges and upgrades. The game's art style, combined with its intense music and voice acting, draws players in, making each run feel fresh and rewarding. It's an engaging journey that will keep players coming back for more. Plants vs. Zombies Replanted brings back the classic tower defense fun with smart tweaks and fresh energy. Planting strategies stay addictive, enemy waves stay playful, and pacing stays engaging without dragging. Visual upgrades add clarity, while sound cues keep battles lively. Humor lands well, progression stays rewarding, and replay value remains high thanks to varied modes and challenge levels. A joyful return that respects its roots while staying easy to enjoy in short or long sessions. Controls respond well, difficulty ramps fairly. The charismatic duo return to tackle sprawling, inventive worlds packed with collectibles, secrets, and personality at every turn. Movement stays responsive and enjoyable, encouraging exploration over rushing through each environment. Ability progression gradually unlocks new ways to interact with familiar areas, giving completionists reasons to backtrack and discover what was previously out of reach. Vibrant visuals and a signature orchestrated score reinforce the nostalgic warmth throughout, a loving tribute to classic 3D platforming. DARQ Ultimate Edition is a psychological horror game set in a lucid dream in which a young child, Lloyd, realizes he is in a nightmare. He must defy physics and control the dream world in order to survive. The game uses gravity-defying puzzles and stealth to avoid dangerous monsters. Bjorn Jacobson's distinctive graphic style, intricate settings, and sound design contribute to the game's creepy and slow-paced feel. DARQ is about bending physics, managing the dream world, gathering and using things, and avoiding opponents. The game also has hidden mysteries that committed gamers can find. Nightmare Reaper is a relentless shooter packed with crunchy gunplay and wild upgrades that keep every run exciting. Combat hits hard, movement stays responsive, and enemy variety keeps pressure high without cheap tricks. Retro visuals pair well with modern systems, while progression rewards risk and experimentation. Each dive into its twisted levels fuels the urge to push further, chase better loot, and master the chaos with style and confidence. Weapon variety stays satisfying, secrets reward curiosity, and the pounding soundtrack keeps adrenaline high. Turnip Boy Robs a Bank is pure fun from the very first moment. The quirky humor keeps every interaction hilarious, and the puzzles are clever enough to make thinking satisfying without ever feeling frustrating. Exploring the colorful world uncovers hidden secrets, silly antics, and little surprises that spark constant laughter. Combat is simple but entertaining, and the writing has genuine wit that keeps the adventure lively and engaging. Hours fly by as the mischievous antics of Turnip Boy put a big grin on anyone's face, making it impossible to put down. Blue Fire stands out as an impressive mix of fast platforming and atmospheric adventure, set in a world that feels both mysterious and alive. Every area invites exploration, with hidden routes and challenging enemies that reward careful timing and awareness. The controls are responsive, making every jump, dash, and sword swing feel rewarding. Its art direction captures a quiet, surreal tone supported by an ambient soundtrack that enhances the mood. It's a game that draws players in, urging them to test their skill and uncover every secret. For the King balances tabletop tactics with roguelike elements in a refreshing way. Every decision, from movement to combat, feels meaningful. The art style is simple yet distinctive, and the soundtrack complements the mood perfectly. Whether solo or in co-op, the challenge feels fair and rewarding. With procedurally generated maps and turn-based strategy, each session feels different. Its mix of strategy, exploration, and a dash of luck creates a loop that keeps adventurers coming back for more. A thoughtful, well-paced journey worth taking. American Fugitive throws players into a chaotic open world full of heists, car chases, and shootouts, all set against a nostalgic 80s backdrop. The top-down view works well, and the game keeps things engaging with side missions and secrets hidden across the map. Its crime story is simple but effective, backed by punchy action and a solid sense of progression. Driving feels weighty, and combat packs a punch. A fun crime sandbox that rewards exploration, with enough depth to keep coming back for more criminal mischief. Beholder is a 2D game in which players take on the role of a landlord in a totalitarian regime, integrating management and surveillance aspects with a story driven by choices. As Karl Stein, a government-installed landlord, you must surreptitiously spy on your tenants while utilizing an experimental medicine to reduce sleep. The game tests your ethics and mind, with several endings based on your decisions. The game contains the Blissful Sleep DLC, which introduces the preceding incident prior to Karl Stein's entrance. Kaiju Wars is a superbly designed turn-based strategy game that evokes the excitement of vintage monster films. Playing as the underdog military against overwhelming kaiju results in intense, strategic conflicts in which every action matters. The pixel art design exudes charm, and the game's comedy keeps things cheerful despite the impending disaster. Customizable troops and unexpected monster behavior keep each combat interesting. The campaign provides plenty of variety, and the challenge keeps you interested. If you enjoy strategy games and giant monsters, this is a unique and rewarding game. Elderand is a dark action platformer that thrives on exploration and rewarding combat. The Gothic world is filled with strange creatures, hidden paths, and secrets that keep curiosity alive. The game encourages patience, with enemies that challenge timing and precision. Progress feels satisfying as new weapons and upgrades open more possibilities. The atmosphere leans into eerie, but never feels overwhelming, giving the adventure a steady rhythm. It respects the player's effort, making each victory and discovery feel earned while keeping it engaging. The Swindle sneaks in with a clever mix of stealth and strategy, set against a steampunk London backdrop. Every heist feels like a puzzle, demanding quick thinking and adapting on the fly. The roguelike structure keeps things fresh, pushing for smarter upgrades and smarter plays. The art style is distinct, and the music builds the perfect tension. Once the timing clicks, it becomes a satisfying dance of dodging, hacking, and escaping with seconds to spare. A solid pick for those who enjoy risk, reward, and a bit of chaos in their runs. Cleaning up crime scenes requires more than a steady hand in this stylish 70s thriller. Serial Cleaner follows a professional fixer removing evidence while avoiding police detection under pressure. Gameplay flows with methodical rhythm, demanding careful observation of patrol patterns before making decisive moves. Success relies on reading environments and reacting with composure as situations shift. Unlockable outfits and movie-inspired contracts add replay value. Bold geometric art and a smooth funk soundtrack define the atmosphere perfectly. A tactical stealth title executed with real confidence. Few games demand this level of coordinated precision across two distinct playstyles. Velocity 2X places Lieutenant Kai Tana at the controls of a hypership while seamlessly transitioning into on-foot platforming without breaking momentum. Teleporting mechanics add creative depth to both combat and traversal. Chasing perfect scores and rescuing prisoners gives each stage multiple objectives to pursue simultaneously. Crisp visuals and an energetic electronic soundtrack keep the pace relentless. An exceptionally well-constructed sci-fi action title that rewards dedicated players. Ugly creates a twisted world of mirrors, puzzles, and inner demons with a deeply personal touch. The dual-screen mechanic is clever and constantly challenges perception. Each room feels like a psychological riddle, matched with a dark art style that suits the mood perfectly. Music and sound design quietly enhance the emotional weight without ever being too loud. This is a game that leans into its theme and isn't afraid to sit with uncomfortable truths. A dark fairy tale with brains, style, and unexpected emotional depth. Marble Lit Up Ultra is pure arcade joy, built on momentum, precision, and constant motion. Every course pushes reflexes and rewards mastery, turning simple rolling into thrilling problem-solving. Levels escalate with clever layouts, daring jumps, and satisfying shortcuts that beg for repeat runs. Leaderboards fuel competition, while the responsive controls make every success earned. It's the kind of game that keeps pulling attention back for one more run, then another, powered by non-stop energy and constant challenge. Cyberhook is a 3D platformer game in which players utilize parkour skills and a grappling hook to traverse walls, participate in battle, and demolish objects. The game has endurance mode, which allows players to complete many levels without taking pauses. The game provides an exciting parkour experience in which players climb walls and carefully navigate to escape devastating falls. Cyberhook contains over 70 stages that put players' parkour talents to the test, as well as global leaderboards for them to follow. Retirement has never looked quite this anarchic. Just Die already drops elderly characters into an open sandbox city where causing maximum chaos is the entire point. Physics-driven mayhem keeps every session unpredictable, with ragdoll movement creating genuinely hilarious outcomes at every turn. Completing bizarre objectives unlocks new areas and tools, giving purposeful direction to what appears purely chaotic. Multiplayer amplifies the absurdity when friends join together. The vibrant city environment stays visually readable despite constant destruction, gleefully unhinged and persistently entertaining. Uragun is an explosive twin-stick shooter packed with adrenaline-fueled action and sleek mech combat. The pacing keeps things exciting, with smooth controls and satisfying gunplay that make each battle feel rewarding. Enemy waves are challenging without feeling overwhelming, and the futuristic environments enhance the intensity. The upgrade system adds the right layer of depth to keep players engaged. A fantastic choice for fans of fast-paced action and high-powered firepower with enough strategy to keep it engaging. Smoke and Sacrifice offers a hauntingly beautiful blend of survival and narrative-driven gameplay. The hand-drawn art style crafts an eerie yet captivating world, while the story unfolds with unexpected emotional weight. Crafting mechanics are deep without being overwhelming, and exploration rewards curiosity at every turn. Combat can be challenging, but it feels rewarding once mastered. The atmosphere remains consistently immersive, pulling players deeper into its morally complex tale. a unique experience that provides a rich, dark adventure worth every moment.
Has escaped.
The Tale of Bistun is a beautifully crafted action-adventure that weaves Persian mythology into a heartfelt narrative. The storytelling is poetic, with a powerful voiceover guiding you through a visually striking world. Combat is simple but satisfying, letting the story and atmosphere take center stage. The game's pacing feels just right, making it easy to get absorbed in its mysterious emotional journey. It's a short but memorable experience that sticks with you long after the credits roll, a hidden gem for fans of myth and storytelling.
And startling indifference.
Bite the Bullet transforms classic run-and-gun gameplay into a strange, delicious twist of mayhem and strategy. Devouring enemies to power up creates an addictive rhythm that keeps every battle fresh. The mix of gunfire, humor, and pixel art builds a world that feels wild and inventive. Each weapon and upgrade path encourages creative playstyles, while the soundtrack pumps up the intensity. It's a chaotic, satisfying shooter that rewards curiosity and appetite in equal measure, turning every fight into a flavorful challenge worth savoring. Papetura is a gripping point-and-click adventure game that transports players to a fascinating universe made entirely of paper. The game is about two small animals that need your aid to defend their habitat from destruction. The landscape is full of fascinating shadows and mesmerizing light, and players must traverse the quest with a simple point-and-click. The game pays homage to paper modeling in old adventure games, transporting players into a world of pure imagination. The game includes elaborate paper crafts, moody music, and difficult puzzles. Lila's Sky Arc is a surreal and heartfelt adventure that draws players into a world where emotion and art collide. Its striking pixel style and atmospheric soundtrack create a dreamlike tone that feels both melancholic and uplifting. Combat is inventive, using odd weapons and alchemy to take on strange foes, while exploration rewards patience and curiosity. Every area feels personal and layered with hidden meaning. It's the kind of game that speaks softly yet lingers powerfully in memory long after the journey concludes. Sword of Elpisia leans into classic JRPG elements with a strong turn-based battle system and a magical setting that feels familiar yet satisfying. Character progression keeps momentum steady, and the story, centered around weaponized humans, adds a unique touch. The pixel art visuals and soundtrack create a nostalgic atmosphere without feeling dated. It's easy to get wrapped up in upgrading gear and unlocking new skills. For those craving a straightforward RPG adventure with solid pacing and memorable characters, this one lands where it counts. Postal REDUX surprises with its chaotic charm and unapologetic old-school design. The top-down shooting feels satisfyingly raw, backed by a darkly humorous tone and intense, fast-paced action. Levels are varied, with a style that captures the spirit of the original while modernizing just enough to keep things smooth. The soundtrack punches hard, and the visual upgrades are sharp and engaging. It's refreshingly unfiltered, embracing mayhem with confidence. A solid throwback that fans of violent arcade shooters will definitely appreciate. Gale of Windoria is a refreshing throwback for anyone who loves classic turn-based RPGs. The story follows a young hero on a journey with elemental spirits, and while it feels familiar, the charm comes from its heart and pacing. The battle system is straightforward yet rewarding, and the elemental mechanics add a layer of strategy that keeps combat interesting without being overwhelming. The pixel art is colorful and inviting, paired with a soundtrack that fits perfectly. It's a game that respects your time while still giving plenty to enjoy.
Remember this part of the house.
Retro arcade sensibility meets modern puzzle design in this delightfully odd adventure. Bad Cheese follows a determined mouse, navigating treacherous environments filled with traps and obstacles standing between him and his beloved cheese. Each stage demands careful observation before committing to a path, rewarding methodical players who resist rushing. Difficulty escalates gradually, introducing new hazards that keep things fresh. Collectibles and bonus stages give completionists reasons to revisit earlier levels. Crisp pixel art and chiptune soundtrack complement the lighthearted tone perfectly.
There, little rat. You have to be careful.
Res Please is a one-of-a-kind pixel art puzzle platformer with co-op and single-player modes. To overcome riddles and conquer dungeons, players must strategically kill their own brothers, Arkan and Zeph. The game takes a different approach to standard co-op, focused on tactical extermination rather than survival. Players can learn a range of magical spells, but they must master them in order to overcome obstacles. Players may personalize their gaming experience with extra options such as PvP foot race and unlock difficult gauntlet stages. Xiaomei and the Flame Dragon's Fist punches through with retro charm and pure arcade spirit. The pixel art bursts with color, paying loving homage to 16-bit classics. Controls are tight, responsive, and built for fast-paced martial arts action. Each level brings creative enemy design and satisfying challenge, while the soundtrack fuels the momentum with energetic beats. Xiaomei's journey is short but packed with style, attitude, and heart. It's a blast of old-school joy that delivers a knockout of nostalgia and modern polish in perfect harmony.
Fix the road. It's been broken.
Please Fix the Road is a delightful and creative puzzle game that is both calming and rewarding. Each level provides a little shattered environment that you must rebuild using a restricted number of movements. The simple visual design and calming audio provide a relaxing ambiance, ideal for both short bursts and prolonged periods. When the road finally intersects, the result is innovative, polished, and unexpectedly pleasant. If you like cerebral puzzles with a unique twist, this little treasure is definitely worth checking out. Medieval kingdoms become the backdrop for relentless survival action in Royal Revolt Survivors. Players command a lone hero against endless enemy waves, making rapid upgrade decisions that shape each run. Bold build choices create distinctly different playstyles across multiple attempts, encouraging experimentation over repetition. Each run develops differently, keeping the gameplay loop consistently engaging. Castle-inspired visuals and an energetic orchestral soundtrack maintain the medieval atmosphere throughout. A satisfying, replayable survival game built with genuine purpose. Promise Mascot Agency runs with a quirky concept and turns it into something refreshingly memorable. The game thrives on its vibrant art direction and a consistently witty tone, keeping each moment light yet engaging. Characters are colorful, both in design and personality, and the management mechanics stay fun without becoming overwhelming. Its pacing feels just right, letting humor and heart carry the journey forward. A heartfelt title that knows exactly what it wants to be and sticks the landing with confidence.